Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to finish up the job that I started yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video, you will have seen that I got the outside part and the inside part of this ductwork extension. I got both of those ready to go, got everything nice and cleaned up. It was getting late, it was about 5 o'clock, and I just foamed this stuff, so I had to call it a day. So this morning I'm going to cut out this foam, and then it's going to be kind of a difficult job, I believe, just because it's such a tight area, but I got to get a splice in there, then run that big fat duct, that stuff over there, that silver stuff, run it out and over to that, and I got to get them big zip ties on it. Yeah, the biggest problem is just getting, it's going to be really clumsy in there, and getting my hands up inside there. But once that's done, then I have to seal everything off really well, because this opening above the bathroom here is connected to the cubbies in the house, and I can't have any air coming into this ceiling here. This is a non-vented ceiling, so it has to be sealed off 100%. So without further ado, let's get this foam trimmed and get that duct piece in there. Okay, sorry about the noise from the AC, but we have a heat wave going on. It's supposed to be over 100 with the heat index by midweek, but it's in the upper 80s right now, and the heat index is in the mid 90s. It's just nasty out. This stuff is so hard to work with because it's like compressed into here, and once you open the box it just starts coming out like this. Alright, I'm gonna have to stuff that back in the box after I cut my pieces. I may have to do this twice if this isn't the right size. Hopefully not, but it's coming out to about 3 feet. So get cats. It looks like it's about 3 feet, so I'm gonna start there. I got plenty of this stuff, so if that's too long, which it may be, I'll just cut it down by whatever. Let's get this cut. Okay, a little bit of a diversion here. This is OSI Quad Max, really good stuff. I got to get this around the duct there where it meets the wall, and I got to get a bead of it along the top on the outside. So let me get that done. I want it to be kind of dry before I start putting this up there. I don't want to make a mess, so let's get this done real quick. I'm going to trim that house wrap and get that taped while I'm out there. Hopefully this camera is focused right. I seem to have problems doing that. I think this is all I need, and I have my trusty knife with me. For those of you who are new here, the reason for caulking the top of that is just so water can't run behind that bracket out there and somehow make it into the wall. Not very likely it's going to happen. There's 1.5 inches of foam on top of the OSB here, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And the house wrap on the outside, that's coming off completely at some point. It's just there right now to protect the foam from the UV rays until I can get siding on. So that's why that stuff had to happen. Now I'm going to trim this foam off and then I'll get back to this. Alright, I'll show you what I'm doing here. I took the insulation off so it's easier to manage. And then I put this in so that I can lean it up there while I'm working on it. I have it connected and I used my zip tie tool to get it real nice and tight. Now I'm taking little strips of this block-it tape and I'm going to go all the way around it and get that sealed up as good as possible. Well, it's already sealed up really well. These bands are really tight, but I'm going to get it perfectly sealed up. Then I have to slide the insulation back on and then push the insulation back in here, get this plastic attached to here, tape that up, and then move the insulation so that it covers the whole thing. I'll stop back in and show you some stuff as I go. Okay, I have the whole thing taped. The entire joint is taped really well, and each side has a zip tie on it. This is not going anywhere. Now I need to put the insulation on this part and then kind of push that into the opening up there and then get this attached over here and tape that up, and then I'm pretty much done. All right, let's get that insulation on. Okay, I got her done. That was one heck of a big job. Now I have to pack that area back in the corner and around here with the rock wool. I'll just use up whatever. There's a little bit of it out. And then we're going to have to open up one of the things to get at the rest. but I have to seal off these openings here. I have to put a light box in, and I have to trim the rest of this foam, and then this area is ready. I gotta actually run a wire too. Then I'll just have to move all this stuff so we can get at these bays and get her insulated and put this smart membrane on it, and then it'll be time to drywall the ceiling. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick lunch break and then get back at it. All right, now for a little test. And she's working. I'm gonna go check it on the inside for leaks. All right, there's a bunch of really fine stuff like this, and none of it's moving around, so there is absolutely no leaks in this. Now I gotta stuff these areas with some of the Roxol. I'm gonna take a chunk off the wall over there and bust it up into pieces and just fill all these areas back in here nice and tight, and then seal this stuff off here. Okay, these are the cutoffs from when Cindy was putting this stuff up, and she told me to use this one here. We don't want to open those bags because it just expands like crazy. It's a lot easier to just leave those in their bag until we need them, and just use a small chunk like this. This stuff is really heavy. If this was fiberglass, it would weigh nowhere near what that weighs. All right, so what I got to do is kind of crumble this up, and I'm going to get it nice and tight up around the top area here. And I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but I'm going to have to crumble it and fill this whole area and fill that hole over there. So this is going to take a little while. I'll show you what it looks like during the process, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, I got the insulation all in there. It's all really nicely, tightly packed on the back side, and then I just used whatever was left in the front here. When the rest of the insulation is put in, that'll have to all be tied together and make it kind of seamless. I'm gonna foam the bottom side of this because that's kind of complicated. I did pack some insulation up in there nice and tight. Now I'm gonna foam it. I'm gonna foam that, and I'm gonna foam that. Then I'm gonna put metal plates on that and the water pipes. Oh, and I have to foam around the water pipes as well. So foaming, metal plates, and then I have to trim off the rest of this excess foam, and then we should be ready for insulation. But first, I gotta see if I can get this insulation back into that box. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for today. I am really, really glad that ductwork is done. I was really dreading doing that. So I have the guards on, I have all the holes foamed up, pretty much everything's ready to go, everything's trimmed. Now I just got to get to this side. I got to do a little more trimming, but this all has to come out of here so we can get the insulation in here. So I'm going to leave this mess for tomorrow. I'm going to move that. No, actually I don't need to move that. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'm going to get everything all in one place so I can finish one side. I'm guessing it'll be this side. Get everything over here so we can bust open one of them whenever we get to it. But I need to have this whole area cleared. So I'll be trimming, and then I'll be putting in a light that will go in this hallway right here. It'll probably go right about there. So not much left to do tomorrow. Mostly cleaning, moving stuff, and getting that light in. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you give the video a like and or share it, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.